Hello, everyone. Thank you for your interest in learning about education in the Latin America and the Caribbean region. My name is Camila Gonçalves. I am from Brazil, in the south of Brazil. Actually, I live in the same city as Henrique, the student delegate from the region. And I currently represent um, this region in the council as the regional liaison. So it's a huge region. So that's my first disclaimer to you. I'm a music therapist here, and I am also a music therapy professor, but I have one experience. And as I said, there are over 6,000 music therapists across the region, not to say even more. And the region comprises of more than 35 countries and territories, and at least in more than 20 of them, there are music therapists working. Okay, so I'll do my best to give you something about the education in the region, and so that you can be curious enough to even know more and come here for a visit after this time of the pandemic is over. Okay.
Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Camila, what type of clinical experience do students usually get while in school?
Well, so as I said, it's a huge region. So I'm going to talk about my own experience as a student. It was around 20 years ago. But I'll also talk about my experience as a professor. And I also spoke with other professors so that I can answer to this question. So there is an undergraduate degree in Brazil right now, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Argentina. So students in undergrad degrees in Brazil, they have opportunity to conduct research, to write a final thesis, a final undergrad thesis about their work. It can be also theoretical. And for sure, they have at least 350 hours of direct contact with clients during and supervised practicum, I mean, during their training. In Argentina, I know that the number of direct contact hours can get up to 600 hours. So it's a lot, and it's divided sometimes in different settings. So they can go to hospital settings or to community settings in mental health. In Brazil, there's a growing field in the social assistance system in Brazil. So we can call it a social setting, and it's not in a health setting. So this is really unique in the region. So they can also have predicum over there, of course, with the elderly as well, with children and with a variety of diagnoses. And they can be supervised, and they are supervised by music therapists as well, music therapy professors, and sometimes they can have an on-site supervisor, which is really amazing because they have the chance to have two in different types of insights during their practicum. What else? Well, there's also some community projects related with music therapy. So some community projects may be linked to research or not. So it's another possibility for students over here.
Really nice. Thank you so much. Uh, are there any culture-related skills which students are expected to learn before working as a professional music therapist in the region?
Well, I believe so. I am a professor for a graduate certificate training over here, so it's on the graduate level, and I teach on music therapy foundation, and I really talk about cross-cultural encounters because we have a lot. It's a huge country, and as I said, it's a really huge region. So I believe that we call it cultural competency or competence, right? So we need to really acknowledge our our own identity, and sometimes we need to see and have this deep um, dive in ourselves and see about how do we identify ourselves in terms of age, gender, sexual orientation, and other features, and see what our privileges are, because a privilege is a right that someone else is not having. So we need to really reflect upon that and take care not to be intrusive in someone else's culture, especially when our intention is to be their music therapist. So I believe this is a key point in any music therapy approach. You know, it's something that is um, above, I believe, all the approaches, because we really have to understand it to have this better relationship, not only in the music, but also when we talk, when we um, do some active listening of what people say, and of course, on how people play and sing and on their musical preferences. So, this is a key point, I believe, as a music therapy professor.
Are there any new cutting edge ideas or practices in your region right now? And if so, are there academic programs teaching them?
The region has a lot in terms of theory, research, and practice in music therapy. So, depending on where you are, what you can listen from us can be really new, really novel. And sometimes you can see some similarities, of course. It's all about music, it's all about relationship, it's all about well being. Um, but well, sometimes, so when I say new, it may be old over here, but it may be new to you. There's a huge trend, I guess, there has been since the 70s, and it's on community music therapy in a lot of countries in the region, including Brazil and also Argentina, because we started the programs. Argentina started the first program in the 60s, as well as Brazil. So it's been a long time. Um, so we can call it community music therapy, but we can call it also social music therapy, and it really changes the framework and some key concepts about that. So I believe that is very important. And there's also some courses about music therapy in public policies going on in Brazil and in other countries, I believe, because we realize that it's very important that we advocate for music therapy and guarantee that everyone in the country can have access to music therapy. So this is also trend, I must say. Of course, right now we are forced to learn about music therapy and technology. So sometimes students know more than their professors because sometimes they're more used to technology and high tech. So I am also very privileged because I can learn from my students. So it's very new. And we can also reflect upon our role as therapists when we work with music technology, and also when we work in online delivery of music therapy, which is something very new. And I myself, as a therapist, I had to learn this from, overnight. And now I am more comfortable with it. And in universities, I know that there has been some non-credit courses that have this in mind. So students are learning about online music therapy, and also professionals, then they can enroll in those courses or some extra courses so that we can also have hands-on technology and provide the best service to everyone.
Nice. Are there any instruments or styles used in music therapy and taught in school that are unique to your region?
There are uncountable uh, instruments and music styles from here. As I said, I'm also learning, and it's amazing. I am biased, but please come to Latin America and the Caribbean because you really have a lot of fun and you learn about, wow, a lot in terms of instrument and music. And I'm sure if I go to your region, it will be the case as well. So that's the beauty of having music as a way of treating or helping people, right? We can really learn from each other and we can be even better musicians because we chose to become music therapists. So, I was waiting for that moment just to show you some of the musical instruments from here. So this is one of my favorite musical instruments. And just a disclaimer, I am not a percussionist. This is very important, just keep in mind. So ha, this is a Brazilian tambourine. So what is the difference? You may be asking yourself. We have a tuned tambourine. This is so amazing. I think I don't have a tambourine factory or anything, but I really advocate that everyone must have this tambourine, right? As I have a ukulele, right? It's not from here. I believe that everyone must have a tuned tambourine. It will change your life for the best. So anyway, this is a tuned tambourine, you see? So we can tune it. I just tune it in more like high pitch because it's, I feel like I'm more comfortable playing it. And well, what I'm saying is that we have a huge set of percussion, not only in Brazil, but also in Argentina and Uruguay and Panama and Cuba. So students really learn how to use percussion because sometimes we don't know how to use all percussion. You can see over there, there's a caxixi. It's a shaker from Brazil as well. So there's a lot of types of percussions. So yeah, so this is the ring. So as it's tuned, you can tune, in a high register, in a low register, and you can play. So not all Brazilians love samba, but I am the one that, I'm a samba lover, and it's been some time that I don't go to, any place with samba and to dance. So maybe I'm doing this for me too. So I'm going to play a little bit of the tambourine that I've been practicing during the pandemic. This is a tambourine played by a non-percussionist from Brazil. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it. So these are the plates, as you know, and there's a huge secret because it can have this high pitch and this slow pitch. You see? So the secret is on my middle finger. Look. So there's high and there's low and there's high and there's low, right? So this is also very nice. Oh, I'm so glad I'm making it. And Enrique's just giving me thumbs up, like, it's been great. Thank you, Enrique. So yeah, so that's how we play it. And samba is played, well, samba is like um, two beats, four notes every two beats. And there's an emphasis on the first and the fourth note, from each beat. So that's why you listen to dum 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 pa, dum 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 pa, dum 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 pa, dum 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 pa, dum, right? So yes. So that's the tambourine. This is a little bit of samba, and maybe you're wondering, oh my goodness, I don't have a Brazilian tambourine. What can I do, right? Well, no worries. You have your own body. So something that we really love, well, at least I really love, is body percussion or body music. And I know this is also not um, just only from Brazil or from Latin America and the Caribbean. Other regions have their own way of making music with their body, right? So that's great. This can be not new for you. Or if it is, I'll just teach you that. So I asked Dr. Swenson, the president, for the right verbs for that. So this is a snap, right? So we will use snaps and slaps, right? Yeah. So you can slap your chest and then you snap and snap and slap. Slap, snap, snap. Yeah. So on my right hand, I have the one, the first beat, right? And over here, I have the fourth one. So it's like, boom, boom, bang, boom, 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 boom. Right? So then you can do it, and practice. When you come here, you will show that you already know samba. It will be great. We'll love it. So next step, you can, and I don't know if I can do it myself right now, I'm so nervous, but you can play and you can sing, right? Which is great, it's beautiful. So you can choose a samba and maybe you can find the link, and we can find the link to very good tambourine players as well. So, and then you can just make music and Brazilian music, right? So you can sing. Eu fico com a pureza da resposta das crianças. A vida é bonita e é bonita. Viver e não ter a vergonha de ser feliz. Cantar e cantar e cantar a beleza de ser um eterno aprendiz. Oh, meu Deus, eu sei que a vida devia ser bem melhor e será, mas isso não impede que eu repita. É bonita e é bonita. Right? I love this. I love this song. So we can translate it for you. So it says that you can live without being embarrassed to be happy. Sing and sing and sing the beauty of being a little apprentice. Oh my goodness. I know that life could be better, and it will be. But this doesn't stop me to repeat, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful life. So, and this also carries this amazing message that has everything to do with Brazilian culture and resilience. So that's why I thought of singing this song. But you can sing other things, you know, you can sing bossa nova. You probably know bossa nova because everyone knows it. Well, if you don't, that's okay. And he will send you a link to bossa nova. So you can also sing it bossa nova, which is, it sounds more jazzy, right? Na, 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 ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. And so on. So, well, this is something on samba and on how people learn in terms of music in training, especially in Brazil, right? This may not be true in Argentina or other countries, but that's okay. You can maybe ask other professor from other place, and they will be very happy to teach you something. Something that I would like to stress is we make music a lot, really, in our daily routine in the university. And I know that maybe you also make music, but I had this experience of me being a master's degree student um, abroad, out of Brazil. And over here, I believe we're more like noisy. I mean, we play in the cafeteria, we play and we can sing inside of a bus, going to our practicum and leaving it. And we play sometimes in the hall, in the university. So maybe you're not allowed to do that where you live. Well, we are, and I'm sorry for the art students or other visual arts and other people that we're not expecting, right? A lot of music and sudden music, but we do that. And I also, and in congresses, this is very important. In congresses in Brazil and Argentina, or I've been to a congress in Bolivia, amazing one. There's also music during the breaks, but not like on stage. It's just like everyone gathering and making music and dancing and moving to the music. So this is really special from the region. And this is why you should come here, right? So that's now there's an advertising. So there will be the next Latin American Music Therapy Congress. It's called CLAM, CLAM. It will be in Mendoza, Argentina, a wonderful city, in October 2022. So maybe you can just book your ticket to come here. If you want to know more about it, you are welcome to write to me or to Hiki, and we can really send you more information. Okay. So yes, it's really special being from Latin America, being from the Latin America and the Caribbean region, because there's a lot of things going on in Central America and also in Mexico, North America. And I really think that we share a lot of this Latinicity with each other, no matter where we are in the region. And also a lot of care in our relationships and trying to be like gentle and patient and a good listener, and also to make music to be resilient and produce no matter when and where. So this is also something I and you may share, and this is the beauty and the whole important thing about being a music therapist. So I know there are no more questions, so I'd like to just make a closure and say thank you very much for your interest. As I said before, There are a lot of resources in terms of videos from music therapy, especially during the pandemic. So I'm happy that you chose to learn about the region. And as for this video, or chose to watch this video, I would also like to send a message to you, student, because I had this experience of being a music therapy student, of course, and even during H1N1, but I never had the experience that you were having. So I'd like to really show my respect to you and really send a lot of care and a lot of admiration. And I have learned to be gentle with myself, to be kind with myself during these times. I hope you are safe, and I hope you could also take a lot of care of you, and could also be able to seek for help, not only of a therapist or a professor or your family, but also of friends, and be really vulnerable to your feelings, and sometimes just text someone and say, I need to talk, and find a friend and someone that can really listen to you and that you can share. Okay. So these are very challenging times. I believe no music therapy professor has ever been in a pandemic like this one before, because the last one was around, I don't know, 1 century ago. So, I really want to show a lot of respect and love to all of you. And if you have any doubts, any comments, any compliments, any, requests, or any critique, you can write to me at Latin America Caribbean at wfmt.info. Thank you very much. Enjoy music and take care. Be safe.